Alright, so check it out. It's been a very tough week this week, or maybe the last few weeks, I should say. Um, you end up with limitations and things like that, and y- you've got to grieve them. I have to grieve when limitations come up, and this week there were several. And when limitations come up, they make you think about the past, times when you could have done something and now you can't. And so you've got to kind of grab those moments and grieve them, because you can't sit in a moment and cling to the past. Two different people looked back in the Bible. You had Lot's wife and you had Joshua. Lot's wife looked back, wanting for what she was leaving, wanting for what was the past, wanting for what was not going to be any longer. When Joshua looked back and made an altar of remembrance, it was about the amazing things God had done, the amazing things that He had brought them out of the desert, out of Egypt. He had brought them out of the desert. He had brought them into the promised land. The beautiful things that God had done to get them there. The parting of the Red Sea. Like, come on. The miracles God has done. When we look back, we need to look back with a heart that says, wow, what God did in those moments is something we can only imagine. What God did in that moment, I am so grateful for. What God did in that moment was amazing. We can look back at all the things that we no longer have. But if we do that, we will get stuck in a place and not be able to move forward. I think it's something that's been in the kingdom a lot lately, is individuals looking back at the way things used to be, right? We're doing things about what used to be happening and where we wanted to go and what we wanted to be, and we're not those things. But the Lord is a generational God. He looks for the future. He looks for things to happen on a long stream of this timeline that only belongs to Him. And so it's really fun when we sit there and we look back at the great things God has done, and we just get excited for that. Get excited for the things that God did and is about to do something even more exciting. I don't know what God's going to do next. I know it's been a tough couple weeks. I know I've got to grieve those things, or else I'll cling to what it used to be. I used to always say, oh man, this used to be so easy. I had to take those words out of my mouth because of course it was so much easier. But times have changed. Now I can sit there and say, wow, look at how much help I have right now to open this jar of jelly, because I no longer can open it myself. Whatever the case may be. I'm just thinking outside the box and rambling a little bit, but that's okay. God is so good. I want you to know God is so good no matter what your circumstances. We deal with some really tough times, and there might be some tougher times ahead. There's going to be some great moments in those tougher times. But I want you to know that if you focus on God, God is always good. And if there's something always good going on around you, you can focus on Him and see some goodness, no matter how dark it can get in other places. You're going to see light. I pray God's blessing upon you right now. In the mighty name of Jesus. Take care and God bless.